Hi everyone, I recently passed Kubernetes Administrator CKA exam and wanted to share my preparation journey and a few tips. Let's go! One thing I would suggest to keep in sight to keep you motivated and consistent with your exam preparation are job boards such as this one at Kube Careers, listing Kubernetes and cloud relevant job opportunities around the world. I used Code Cloud platform as the base for my CKA studies. From the platform, I completed the main CKA course, JSON Path course, Learned by Doing Network Policies, and Ultimate CKA Mock Exam series. One strategy I use to prepare this exam is to go through videos as fast as possible so not to lose study momentum and dedicate majority of my study time to hands-on. The exam itself is hands-on. You'll have 2 hours and around 17 questions on the exam. You'll have to be quick, so imperative commands take priority over declarative commands. For any resource you can, use kcreate or krun, then dryrun equal client to save, then edit the file. There are resources like PVs, PVCs, network policies, sidecar or init containers. You'll have to add or create using declarative commands, so practice navigating through official documentation for these. But, for example, for replica set or daemon set, you might be better off just editing kind in the dry run of deployment, removing strategy, and adapting or removing number of replicas. Practice saving commands and command outputs using JSON path, custom columns, no headers, awk, counting lines of an output using wc-l, and changing multiple lines of a file with sed. Practice creating and troubleshooting network policies and pay attention to context or cluster switching. These are my main supplemental resources. I highly recommend checking them out to prepare for this exam. I'll put links in video description. These are 4 YouTube playlists from Alok Kumar, Ait Khan, PGP, and AWS Guru, and one blog, DevOps Cube. On the exam, I copy-pasted bash autocompletion command from the documentation for just in case, and aside from that, I used only 2 shortcuts for dryrun equal client OYAML and grace period equal 0 -- force. I tried the last script to automatically create a new folder for each new exam question, but it didn't work. Maybe I mistyped it then, but anyhow, I ended up creating folders for each question manually, and there was still time left when I completed answering all CKA questions, so don't worry that much about available time. Oh, and review all commands from the cheat sheet so you're comfortable and familiar with all of the commands from the cheat sheet on the exam day. One of the things I would emphasize is learn to differentiate when to use tolerations, node selector, node anti-affinity, and the node name. All exam clusters will be kube8dm clusters. Practice upgrading whole clusters or just one component. Know how to find your certificates, keys, and config files. I found the commands from this slide for API server, kubelet, etcd backing up, and additionally kubeconfig cluster troubleshooting command as the most significant for this section. As a final study resource, I would mention Killer Shell. You might find questions from here a lot different than the ones you saw previously mentioned as study resources, and you score badly on your first simulator attempt. Don't let this discourage you. This is pretty much the norm. Review answers and perfect your speed for your second simulator attempt. Schedule the exam close to your second simulator session, if you feel ready, of course, At the end of the day, you only have to pass the threshold of 66-ish% correct answers to pass this exam. Killer Shell Simulator is pretty much close to the real exam environment. I would suggest to review the latest FAQ and official pages that showcase exam environment. Practice copy-pasting to and from terminal and text editors. There's a slight difference. You'll have available mousepad, Nano and Vim, and one workspace. If you're going to use external camera, be sure to disable internal laptop camera in Device Manager. For external monitor, be sure to set Show Only on Second, so no extended displays or split configuration is allowed. I can say I had a good experience giving this exam on my first try on Windows 11 and 29 inches external monitor. Uninstall unnecessary software beforehand. Have your operating system and browser updated for the exam day. Prepare multiple forms of ID and keep your phone turned off but near in case you have to call international number for support. Show up 30 minutes earlier for self-check-in process. That's all for now. Good luck. I hope you found this video useful. Until next one.